We have seen this before, so the question becomes, is history about to repeat? Now, the Bitcoin price has been trading in this sideways range now going all the way back to the beginning of November. And a huge shout out to the Casper crew. We gave that long setup in advance over here, juicy profits. Gave the second long setup in the range, juicy profits. Currently, we are getting a bounce from this third trading idea. And as you can see, I am still targeting above $38,100. But is my next take profit going to get hit at $38,150? We are seeing some interesting things on the chart, and we've seen this happen many times in the past. And by the way, guys, if you want to join the Casper Crew VIP Discord, we are having a Black Friday sale. Go to jasoncaspertrading.com, click the link to join the VIP Discord. You can get the first month 50% off if you use the coupon code VIP Black Friday. Also, if you want to get educated, we're having a Black Friday sale on our courses, 50% off if you use the coupon code JC Black Friday. This includes getting 50% off the new mini scalping course. This is the course, the trading strategy that I used to make $25,000 over the course of 30 days. And in this course, I outline exactly how I did all of that at jasoncaspertrading.com. Check it out if you're interested. Links in the pinned comment and description. As we look at this Bitcoin chart, the reason why I still have a target at above $38,100 is because as we've been forming this range, we've been making a series of lower highs, and this means that there is liquidity forming above these levels. In other words, in plainer terms, people are putting their stop losses above these levels because they're thinking to themselves, if the top is in, and a lot of people are getting quite bearish, then the invalidation of my idea is if price comes above this level. Now, additionally, if we go to a TPO chart, a time price opportunity chart, every single time we have come up to make one of these highs, we are not seeing a selling tail, right? We did not see a selling tail yesterday. We go back to the major high that we got before that. No selling tail up here either. We go back to the time before that. No selling tail either. What does this mean? Well, this basically means that there wasn't a lot of big money defending these levels. If this was going to be the real high, we would see aggressive selling at this level. We would see bears defending that level, but that's not what we're seeing. And typically, this means we have some unfinished business at those highs, and it usually means we come back to either get a big fake out of the level or we get an actual breakout of the level. For example, back on October 24th, Bitcoin put in that high at $35,200. And then a little bit while later, we put in another high just slightly lower than that. And then a little bit while later, we put in even another high slightly lower than that right here. And even though we got to move back down to the bottom of the range, pretty much every time we put in those lower highs, we were once again building that liquidity, showing us there's unfinished business here where we can look for the price to come back and finish that business, where we either get a real breakout or we get a fake out. Now, in this instance, we did end up getting a fake out, but this pattern is happening right now. But it also happens to be Thanksgiving in the United States, and we have seen a pattern that plays out on most Thanksgivings, which leads to a flash crash and then a very quick buyout. Let's go back to 2020. This is in the middle of a giant rally for Bitcoin, but Thanksgiving happened right here on this candle on Thursday, November 26th, 2020. And as we can see, that daily candle gave us a pretty significant drop to the downside. In fact, from the open of the candle to the close of the candle, down 8.5%. Then we go to 2021, Thursday, November 25th. We topped out, and then we got a pretty significant, for the rest of the day, move to the downside of about 9%. Now, the first instance of 2020 was during the bull market. The second instance in 2021 was during the bear market, but very interestingly enough, on Thanksgiving Day, we tend to get some downward movement. Now, again, this could be due to the New York Stock Exchange being closed and lack of volume in the market. Now, last year, this was just after FTX went down, and we just had a major 27-ish% move to the downside. But that Thursday, we did end up getting another 1.5% move to the downside. So it seems like Thanksgiving, when that happens in the United States, is a red day for Bitcoin. And although I do believe that we are going to test that $40-ish thousand level above these highs, we do have to also acknowledge the fact that we have been building up massive amounts of stop losses underneath these higher lows as well. And if something happens today, which initiates a move to the downside, and we come back down below this value area high, we could very easily see a long squeeze down toward the low of this range. And actually, if we take out our measuring tool here, we could see that would give us about an 8% move to the downside. And so this is something we do need to be aware of. Just historically speaking, we've gotten these unexpected drops on Thanksgiving, which then actually do result in more upside. And so although I'm not saying this is definitely going to happen, and although I am still shooting for more highs, we need to be prepared for historically a move back down toward the low of this sideways range we have been trading, where we can then look for a bounce to take it back up to those highs. Now, the reason why it's so important to speculate about hypothetical scenarios with the Bitcoin price is because that's how we're going to get into those juicy trades, right? If we speculate, hypothesize, say, you know what, if the Bitcoin price comes down to 35.5 with certain signs on the chart, then we'll take a long trade. Boom, that's how we do it in the Casper crew. If the Bitcoin price comes down to 36,400 and we see certain signs, boom, we take a juicy long trade. If the Bitcoin price is going to come down around $35,700, well, guess what? Boom, we get ourselves into a very juicy long trade. And so once again, we have to say, if we get a historic Thanksgiving drop down to one of these key zones of support, we need to be prepared to get into a juicy long trade, take it back up to these highs. And by the way, y'all, if you want to trade Bitcoin and altcoins, I highly recommend you check out my go-to exchange, MEXC, because the fees are absolutely unbeatable. 0% make order fees, either a 0.01 or a 0.02% take your order fee. You can literally scalp the very, very low time frames with market orders and still be profitable. Links in the pinned comment and description if you are interested. And so I am still looking for another high to be put in on Bitcoin, but I'm preparing for a fast move to the downside around today, where we can look for a bounce leading up into the weekend. So guys, that is it for today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. May God bless you all in the name of Jesus, Yeshua the Messiah, even if you are not religious. Well, I still pray you and your family are super blessed. And I'll see everybody in the next video. Peace!